It's about that time for your favorite talk show where we check the pulse, your pulse, our pulse, and what's happening in the country. Welcome. It is Let's Talk Naija on CTV. My name is Omolabake Raji, and joining me on the show, you already know, it's not joining me, it's a co-host on the show. I've got with me Ibrahim Ayobiojo, which I will not be mentioning anything.
Easy Baba, number one.
You can't force me to mention the nickname.
I ain't forcing nothing. I'm saying.
All right, and do want to be a part of the show, of course. We don't just want to talk. We want to hear from you. We want to feel your pulse, like I already mentioned. Across our different social media handles, just say hi and hello. Just say, let us feel you. You get it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are there at CTV Live, and on Instagram and TikTok. We are there at CTV Live. Well, now we're currently live on TikTok as well. Okay, so the nickname I don't want to call is it Baba?
I'm okay. How are you? I'm doing good.
How am I? It requires thought.
You know.
I'm okay. I'm trying to be fine. I'm trying. I'm alive, so every other thing would fall into place.
Definitely.
I just did not enjoy how much of a walk I had to the office this morning. Like if I had known I was going to walk that distance, I would not have bothered exercising because it was enough. Like what is this trekking? And talking about trekking and all. Are you experiencing any kind of traffic?
No traffic, just a little bit of hike. Where I would naturally take a bus of 100 naira, I'm taking 150 naira, 200 naira, and I'm like, what's Kafa?
Yeah, okay.
But apparently, just in case you don't know, the Lagos State Commuters Association, they don't really have an association that is representing them because the association is who they are fighting against right now. So, in the early hours of Monday, businesses and human activities were partially paralyzed as Danfo drivers embarked on a 7-day strike. Like 7 days. Danfo drivers, the yellow buses driver, just in case you don't know, Danfo drivers are the commercial buses where we that applies our natural route every day. So they are embarking on a 7-day strike because they are alleging extortion from the security personnel and touts that are posted as what's it called their governing body. And it has not been fun. Like my co-host rightly said here this morning that she checked about 8 kilometers before getting to
15 miles. What do we carry? What do you trip?
Where she was trekking, right? Me, I was facing serious like noises in the bus. Like, I go tell me now 150. Where you the halfway?
It reads now. And in fact, see, the thing that is upsetting about this, right? Talking about traffic. These are things that we cannot do without. We have no choice. It's a reality that we have to live with. If you are going, I want to fly. Don't use broom. Okay, right?
Yeah, you're not a reporter, right?
How do you teleport? You know, so it's quite you need it. And so from my own stop, there was traffic here, and the traffic was insane. So typically, if you commute, if you work in Lagos, if you live, perhaps you work on the mainland and you work on the mainland and you live on the island, or vice versa. You know how early you have to work to be able to beat traffic. We expect it. But this case, the point where the traffic started, I was looking at it. Like everybody, their engine was turned off. Like there was no
movement.
At what time will I get to the office? Operation Trekkie just carried my bag very well and adjusted, and I started walking. And if the crowd at the bus stop, and I heard something that actually...
Tranquilo.
At the bus stop, I heard the bus driver call. So typically from the stop where I was to Ikeja along would cost you about 100 naira or 150. 100 naira when maybe evenings when there's no rush. Usually not during rush hour, right? 100 naira, 150, and some cases for rush hour 200 naira max. 200 naira from Underbridge Chokomu to Ikeja along. This morning, take a guess, please. How much it was? How much? No.
How much?
400 naira. The driver. I'm not joking. Like the driver was like, "Ikeja along 400 naira. Oshodi 500 naira." I'm like, from where? Oshodi would typically cost you 250 to 300. Like worst case scenario from that place. And there are times when you get Oshodi for 100 naira when it's not rush hour. Yeah. You get Oshodi sometimes for 150 when it's not rush hour. So like it's crazy that hike from where to where. Mind you, your earning is still the same. prices of food is looking you are looking bag of rice is looking you in the eye. Like
Bag of rice. Do you know how much bag of rice is right now? Bag of rice is 46,500. Just in case you don't know, bag of rice is 46,500 naira. So if
you mean that
just if you're also gonna buy rice now, if you don't be surprised, they'll be counting it for you, man.
we will be eating in grains. Like it's so crazy. We don't have a choice, mind you. I'm talking about the reason why the Danfo drivers have decided to go on strike. And the reason why the few ones that are working, the hike is crazy, from keke napeps to the small buses. The cost is crazy. It's a lot here. We can actually understand why it's as expensive, why they're choosing to go on strike.
Yeah.
Because I think we were talking about this before we came on.
True.
Like for every stop you go, if you're in the bus, you know how many times they what's it called? The guys
Call
of
them what they are.
NRTW always stretching their hands, like you say, oh this, by oh I mean money, right? But they typically speak Yoruba. I live in Lagos. They do oh load, oh number, oh ticket, like you do like they will do money for this, money for that. From one stop, the driver has paid almost 200 naira to maybe about 4 person, maybe it's 50 naira. Mind you, the cost of what he's going to earn from the passengers in the bus, say a small bus or something, max, say 700 naira for the distance. He's already paid 200 naira one stop. If he gets to the final stop, he's going to pay for one ticket money too. So, like, how exactly are these guys supposed to survive?
Like this thing you said, right? There was this time I was in front of one of these commercial buses, not the 7-seater one, the 14, the Danfo, the main one we know all about. And me sitting at the front, right? This one, most times it's always a 2-seater. From first time I was there was also 1-seater. So I was there, and I don't know what happened that day, but I was in a very, very snappy mood. I don't know what got me vexed naturally though. Nigeria will get you vexed as it is, but I was in a very snappy mood, and the driver we got to that bus stop. The man was not picking anybody. He got to that bus stop to drop someone that was in the bus, like one of the passengers, and before you knew, this guy just ran around over to the front. Hey, where's my money? He's not saying it in English, by the way, he's saying it in Yoruba. I'm just have to translate it. Where's my money? That's how you came this money. You did not give me money. This is afternoon, another limit, there's no money. Where's my money? And while he was saying this, he was right beside me. Plenty spittles were all over me, and this guy's hand was stretched across
Your face,
my face. I didn't know when I just slapped his hand off, and I really like, what's the meaning of that? Am I the person that you're asking for money? And you know, I was like, you know, if you want to me, and like, he just like, is that why you're angry at me? And he just left my phone. He went to the driver's place and continued the same argument. The man was arguing, like, I cannot give you this, I cannot give you this. Then he said, okay, no problem. Went into the car, went into the bus, took his jack, the jack that used to, took his jack, took like 2 things, then turned into a problem because the man was not willing to pay anything. And he went down, was now dragging, while he was dragging with them, he lost passengers in the bus because everybody started to come down like, I cannot wait for this. I'm wasting my time. They started leaving. These are passengers that had already gone from like 2 to 3 bus stops from where they were picked up
and yet to pay,
but they had to just go. And worst part was this driver still ended up paying that money before leaving, with all his whole argument, with all his whole fight and everything. He ended up paying the money. They gave him back his stuff with loads of abuses from not just that guy, is the rest of his gang in that place. The thing is, if you take cognizance of that thing, they don't come in ones.
No.
It's like they are all planned. As the driver parks like this, even before he parks, one was already pursuing him.
They've seen you from a distance.
Without their marker, both dead and not dead. Where's my money? Inside my mind. Like, well, I'm not the driver.
Crazy.
You collect your own, you move. Before you say Jack Robinson, one is back again.
Exactly. And when perhaps I've experienced this for so, like, it would be nice sometimes if I can film it, but I don't have the
mindset to film.
Before
they go and carry your phone.
No, thank you. I didn't like trouble. But it's like I just look at it like it's very, very. It's something that you should look and like, excuse me, what's going on in this place? Like, you'll find times where the driver is like, oh, I already paid this one. Say, you gave him his money, not me, not mine. And I'm like, your money, kid.
Is this your road? Is this your car? Is this your boss? The people that are entering, are they yours?
it just doesn't make sense. So like, I know.
I've seen these guys give people money at the bus stop, like the drivers, and the people they give the money at the bus stop, I'm like, okay, this one is worth it. When the bus is parked and they are looking for what's it called, passengers, and they don't have any conductor, there are some boys in the bus stop that will come and start calling customers for them, passengers,
Yeah.
and they have their is either 15 naira or 100 naira. They
them.
worked for their money. I have
them.
no issues with those kind of boys in that place. You help that person out in it, because when that person needed you, right? Where you are, when God, as the person is still even calling, you know how come? Oh Lord.
Or ticket.
Load, meaning that people are already entering the bus. So
right,
where's the
so
money?
you need to pay.
You drop money. Before you know, the one man with the NURTW cap will now come. Oh, tickets. That means where's your ticket money?
Oh,
your ticket money. You drop money.
And you pay like that.
And before you say you want to move from that bus to another, that's when you want to come. Eh? Where's my money? Where's my money? As you're saying it, you'll be signing one.
You'll be scribbling.
Rubbish I don't know about.
You don't sabi this thing. You don't get that.
This is Lagos. We are like, we live here.
And they'll be scribbling, and I'm like, what are you writing?
What's this for?
Or sometimes, you know what I've actually experienced this where, and this is just one trip that we're talking about. You paid almost 400 naira on one
trip. How many
people
did you carry? How much
then
are you collecting?
Multiply this by how many times, how many trips these drivers actually go. So I understand the reason why they are protesting this.
Yeah.
We've talked about the NURT guys. Let's talk about the police. Like, you must have their change. So normally, I always used to give them benefit of doubt.
Talk about this.
I always used to give them benefit of doubt.
I had a witness here.
I always used to give them benefit of doubt. Like, of course, we hear it that they always do like this and then come back like this. We hear it. But I was, okay, but how many times have I seen it, right? Then, was it last year or was it early this year? I think it was this man, and he just did a straight design, and the guy was like, he doesn't have change. He looked at him like this. This man was on uniform. He looked at him like this. You know, get my money. And I'm like, bro, is it your employer? Like, what business do you both have together? The guy was like, it's a shamelessness for me. Like, he did not, it was ashamed of what? Ashamed for why? Because he didn't have any shame. In broad daylight, mind you, wasn't late. Everywhere was well lit. Straight design like this. I don't have change. And he went, you don't get my money. Like, you don't. And I'm like, it's a me, like, what do you, I go show you. Like, that's the policeman. I go show you, like, practically threatening this man, not caring whoever is who in the bus. Not caring who is looking, who is watching, who perhaps could be recording or anything. With all sense of responsibility. So the driver first pays the ticket, load, this, standing, sitting, bending down. He pays all of this money. Then you are doing, like, make it make sense. How do you expect people? And if you take away transport, Lagos has its transport issues. We have our traffic issues. We have transportation. It can be better, right? It can be better. And then you have these guys who are, should I say, the saving grace. They have their own part of, because if a Dafo driver, if he insults you, or perhaps his conductor, you might have to rethink your life. But these guys we need them, because how many stops do the BRT actually go through? How many on Monday I did not go out, but I heard of how much trekking people did, because the strike action commenced on Monday. So I think he hit people by surprise as it were. Now people are having to leave the house earlier, and you plan and all of that stuff. But that Monday, like, I was seeing videos, someone going like, this is a trek that if I had known, I should have worn sneakers. Or I should have anticipated I was going to exercise. You know. But like, we need these guys. If you take away transport, how do you commute from one place to the other? They are not an option. It's a need. Why? Because we don't have enough. Yeah, we don't have enough. In fairness, you get to some stops that we need to queue. You stay on the queue till you enter as you come, like that, so you go home. Now imagine that you are reducing the number of the vehicles on the road by how many hundreds. I don't have the data, I don't have the stats. But imagine how much trekking people are having to go through. Not voluntarily. It's good to do exercise. But this one is mandatory. Which kind of suffering with this one now?
It's mandatory. Like, it's unfair. Regarding the police and the stretching of hands to collect money, I was saying, like, I had one witness here where I just left work and we were going home. And in those mini buses, right, there was this woman, like, police officer. these guys, you know, all these are commercial people now. If they want to pick what's it called, they want to pick people, they will service lane. They will stay on the main lane and be
disturb traffic.
Like enter. This guy was like on the side, was on that same lane, and he was trying to pick up people. Like come in. Then I saw this policewoman approach him at the side, what's it called, side, and
the driver's side.
I was like, inside my mind, oh, that was good. She's about to warn him off, or probably change it for him. Hey, where he did? And where he did, like, I don't get to. I don't give you a second one. I don't get to the kindergarten. I was like, you know what? Say I don't give you a second. I was, okay. Shebi you go come back. We go there here. Just in case you don't know, like, where's your money? He was like, I've given the second person. Like, and where's mine? And the guy keeps reiterating that I have given the second person. I don't have any money for you. And the woman was like, okay, no problem. Shebi you go. That means you leave here and you come back. I'll be here for you. And that was a serious warning to that guy. The man dropped money before he go, because I think he knew that if he didn't drop the money when he left, and on his way back, he's either going to get apprehended before he gets back here, or by that woman and her crew. And she was a police officer collecting what she's not meant to collect, instead of her to pursue or seize that guy's car. What's it called?
To get away from the road.
From the road. But it's not a business. As long as you give me my own share, I'll give me my own money. It's not my own problem. She was like, where's my money? This is both male and female in the police category. They are both on the same pedestal. We need sanity on these roads. See, to an extent, I'm in support of these guys striking. To an extent, it's affecting us.
Right, but I understand why they're on strike.
Because
how long can you continue this for?
I imagine myself having a commercial bus, right, and I'm using it to earn money. I want to use it to earn money. I can't write it. I give it to someone, like, okay, let me write this, and the person will go and come back on it, and I'll be like, oh God, the money is not complete. It's like this.
How would the money be complete? Why? You pay this, you pay that, you pay this. There is fuel scarcity. There is the ridiculous queue when you go to buy fuel. There is the hike in price of fuel.
I'm not to now talk about these guys collecting their money.
It's just mind-boggling.
Imagine someone that gave you the car and the boss that is not an understanding person or doesn't even know about the whole, what's it called, the whole challenges they face or circumstances, and you trying to explain to the person.
It sounds like you're making excuses, really.
That's nothing. How many people you be like you're lying. You're not ready to work. Give me the boss. I know. We have so many experiences regarding this thing, and it doesn't make any sense. And see, I would want to implore these guys to continue on the strike. It is affecting us big time until something is done, which is looking very hard.
The Lagos State government has to do something. It's imperative they do. We can't continue like this. I live in Lagos. I've never lived in any other state. So I can only talk about what affects me here and what I see on a daily basis. This is a reality. This is how it is on an average, on a daily. It is what we expect, unfortunately, which we've come to normalize nonsense. And it's not funny. It's not nice. It is not sustainable. You can't continue like this. I can't count how many times you find a driver or a conductor arguing or fighting with a tout and doing, I'm not paying you, and you cause all manner of traffic. Like they will, because chances, like you already mentioned, these guys already parked in the wrong lane. You know the stop where you're supposed to park properly. There's a space, there's an allocation for you to park. They won't do that. They park smack in the middle of the road. They do that. And there you are, and they've already caused so much backlog. You get to the front, you can't explain exactly what it is that caused the traffic. No accident, nothing. Just
no
because
blockage, no diversion, nothing.
Just because someone was asking for money that he did not work for. Like, is it your money? It's just, we've normalized it. Like, and they ask for this money with all sense and all manner of entitlement, which is just insane. If you've ever commuted, if you start from Oshodi, Staff from Oshodi say to Abulegba, if you can count how many stops and how many people
that will come and apprehend the driver,
that the driver is going to pay, just try and count and get a number, and now try and do a bit of arithmetic and just see how many hundreds of naira.
I feel like
if you put this together and you put it in your piggy bank,
I do a research on it today. Like when I'm
really just try and calculate how many stops you have, how many people you see. Just try and count them. Try and estimate how much you do per stop. These guys are paying hundreds of naira. If you're putting it inside your by colo, I mean piggy bank, you are going to know how much you're going to realize at the end of the month. And you're putting
too much pressure on these people.
It's just not
they have
done.
Families to feed, and this is how they feed their family. Imagine someone that goes out on a deal and be like, okay, by the end of today, apart from the expenses and the what not I'm going to spend, I'm going to be making at least 15,000 naira for myself.
And these guys work quite hard.
They will,
They
and they
have
will
their
wake up
they have
4 in
their
the
issues.
morning.
Like I
They
said,
wake up 4
they
in the
work
morning,
quite hard.
go out, come back as
10
late as
p.m.
what is
sometimes
10 p.m. I've seen guys come home 12, 1, just because they know some people would be stranded on the road. They have to
so
some
you
bad
can do
cars.
the evening run and
these are the
come
people
on
that have been
now.
saving our lives to an extent.
Imagine without
To an
this,
extent.
our public transport system can be better. Like I said, it can be better. But these guys, until something else is introduced, until something better until we have newer, better innovation and all as regards our transport. But right now, they are a major, if it's not major, we won't be doing trekathon. And I'm not in the mood. I don't like to trek.
But
it's not my exercise of choice. I promise you, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy, and that's just me talking about from my own point of view. Imagine someone who's going to the office, who's going to go pick up his or her child. You expect a child to actually walk the distance I actually did this morning without actually crying, and it's going to be just drama.
I can relate, and the sun will be like burning. Or if okay, imagine it was raining. Imagine those people trekking and it was raining.
What do we do?
This is Nigeria.
So, like on today's show, I actually promised myself that we're going to have something happy. We're going to have something. We will laugh. We'll at least, we'll do 32 kind of, just for us to show you our beautiful dentition. I thought I were going to do it. So the only good news.
I'm not frowning.
I'm
not frowning.
I have a good news-ish. Is it good news? They're doing what they're supposed to do, but okay, let's give them their due. I talked about the road situation a few weeks back and how terrible. I think someone heard me, and I thank you very much for hearing. You can do better, Sama. I would like, yeah.
Masa.
You can do better. Okay, so we've been seeing road patches from. So the places I've been talking about that had craters, that have ponds, that have been okay. The pond is no longer ponding. So now they've been filling that and grading the roads and repairing all the bumps and potholes on the road on my axis. I've been seeing that major smack place I was talking about, that the drainage is what caused it to deteriorate like that. That one has not been done. Why? Because they can't really do it until they do the draining. So please, Salma, please do the drain. We really appreciate you. And so you should not be doing boom boom and be doing bam. Like if you try and play a song to that thing, to the sound of the, you should really be doing like this, because that's how you'll be bouncing in whichever vehicle it is that you are in.
I've actually been seeing them level some places. There's this spot I told you at Abolegba, that roundabout. It's been leveled. But there are still some. They are not doing everything yet, but they are feeling.
We'll give them their due. We'll tell them the one that you have done.
To an extent, I'm not really giving them their due. It is a duty in the first place. We are not supposed to be having potholes, and this potholes will turn to ponds, will turn to pools. Before you know it, will turn to a. So do the needful when it was at the state of being
minimal,
a pothole. Minimal. Do the needful before all these things will be accounted for. I've said it like the UK government, we are not up to their standard right now, but we are pursuing it, right? They are what is it called? They are colonizers, right? They know the amount of potholes in the country. They know. Can you count the amount of potholes from? Bro, I'm just trying to make fun of it. I'm trying to make fun of it, but it is not funny.
It isn't really.
The amount of potholes from let me say Yanakwaja to Alakuko, or let me say Abulegba, on both sides of the road, at least it should be kind of like 46,000. You think I'm joking?
It's not that bad.
There are so many potholes. Some are pools. Some are ponds. And fine, we know you guys are trying.
Ponds without fishes.
Yeah, so we know you guys are trying to fix it and all. But please, these things are not supposed to be. What would be, how would I put it? We citizens are not supposed to be suffering from.
We shouldn't even get excited about
that they are
potholes.
You are feeling it.
Unfortunately, we've suffered for so long. We've suffered for so long that when you see, just like when you have power, you're paying for it, mind you. You know, when someone frustrates you and traumatizes you enough, that you're thanking them for giving you something that you're paying for. And not just even thanking them, you're like, thank you, namaste, thank you. That is exactly how it is. So we're saying thank you. We hope that you do more. We hope that you feel the remainings that you skipped while perhaps you forgot. It was an oversight. But we appreciate you. Please continue the good work and improve on it.
I do not appreciate you.
For the drainage that you have abandoned, it's about 2 years now. almost we're doing our 2 years anniversary of uncompleted dream. God. People should please do it. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. So on a lighter number, it's not light. That's the thing, because if you are, you get sometimes body pains.
It's a lighter note, so it is what it is. On to the next one. The Central Bank of Nigeria, just in case you don't know, I've redesigned some new Naira notes. This has been going on the airways for a while, for a week now. Yeah. Our dear CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said this in a press conference on Wednesday. Said the new design will be issued effective from mid-December. That's like mid next month.
Yeah, December 15th.
2020. So we are having a new 200 Naira, redesigned 200 Naira note, 500 Naira note, and 1,000 Naira note. And they want you to discard all the fake videos of the 2,000 Naira notes and the 5,000 Naira notes, as they are all fake and untrue. So apparently we are going to be having new 200 Naira notes, 500 Naira notes, and 1,000 Naira notes. And he's giving the Nigerians 6 weeks from now to the 31st of January to change your old notes,
bring in the new ones, the old ones, and get the new ones and deposit them.
This news.
It sparked a lot.
Sparked so many things.
A lot of reactions across board,
both
social
positive
media.
and negative. I was speaking audio negative about it till somebody talked about it.
Yeah, we have a conversation in the office.
A bit about it, and I saw the positives in it, and to an extent, I think the positive is. That's what you're going to talk about in the next what's called topic you're going to talk about in this show, because the orders, not the others, the orders, HOARDERS, the orders.
They are bringing it out. Is
that
correct? You're supposed to.
They are bringing it out for us right now. So there was this video, this picture I saw online of 500 Naira notes that was minted back in 2007.
A 15 years old.
A 15-year-old note. Naturally, each country is given 5 to 8 years maximum to redesign their notes. 8 years max. When was the last time we redesigned our notes?
It has stayed. We know
the same 500 notes you have been using when we're in primary schools and KG schools is still what it's in use till now. And
talking about that, really, I can remember that as soon as the news broke on Wednesday last week, we had talks, we had reactions and all of that in the studio, and they talked about the fact that the Naira is just doing yo-yoing, and it is not yo-yo for good. Like, it goes and what's the word now? It plummets, right? Yeah. It just goes down, and we're having a Naira to about 800. $1 equals to about 800
Naira now.
Right now, which is insane, right? So which is what a lot of citizens were concerned about, myself included, that is this not going to just plunge the Naira into worse situation as it is right now? Our currency is not floating. Is not
really non-existent.
Is not floating. Like, if you're a business owner who is having to import goods, the exchange rate is killing, right? All of that, right? But we also have the positive, like you already mentioned, the fact that you're seeing money is starting to come out. You're seeing stacks, and part of the things that the Fed. Let me get the statement here from the CBN governor, where he did mention that part of the reasons that why we are having this redesigning of the notes, he talked about the fact that over 80% of Nigeria's money right now is outside the bank vault, which is very, very worrisome. Which is like, so we have just 20% in circulate. Where is the remaining 80%? And that is quite the problem. That is quite the situation, you know. So the question is, if you ask me, and if I ask you, the question is, where is the money? Where are the monies? Where are they? And if you remember, I'm sure you remember, it's the same country that we are in, where we had snake swallow money, we had monkey
swallow money.
So, and we have different animals. Apparently our animals here, they don't eat regular food. They don't like the taste.
They like cash.
They love the taste of money.
They
enjoy it. It's part of the delicacy
the
that
moolah.
You know, it's a choice delicacy.
I'm still waiting for the
only Nigerian species of these animals eat this money. So like, that's how different we are. We don't do regular. We don't do regular in this place. Yeah, we do
Yeah.
molar stuff. Yeah, we hit
I,
money.
I was
God,
talking
I beg.
to a friend of mine. I was like, that the monkey that stole that money. If you enter the jungle back, he could don't look the lion and
Eh?
say, "Lion,
I'm
hello,
the king here.
I'm the king of
You
the
don't want me?
jungle. You know how much I get."
God, it's crazy
So,
that we are laughing over this, but
it is what it is,
so
Nigeria.
which
It
tells
is what it
you a
is.
lot of, and chances that you'll be seeing monies that have been stuck together. It just reminds me of my time in banking. Yeah, you see some notes and you just wonder like, where did you bring this out from? Why it's so moldy
And dusty.
and dusty and it's stuck together. Like if you're not careful, you'd actually pay someone 2,000 naira thinking it is 500 naira note. Yeah, because of how stuck together it is. Like if you're not careful,
Yeah.
you would not realize you just counted 4 notes
Instead of
thinking
one.
it is one. And we're going to see quite a lot of that, of
Yeah.
monies like that in circulation. And
Yeah, to an extent, it's actually good, and to other lengths, it is not really sense making for like 80% of the money that is supposed to be outside are missing. Where are they? They are up in some people's vaults.
so
They are up in some people's
I
bags.
wanted to get the
in
numbers.
their houses,
So,
in safe, in coffins, in the skies, in the ceilings.
coffins!
We are being realistic here.
Coffins!
People bury money in coffins. Haven't you seen the videos?
No.
Yeah, don't worry, you have videos of it. People are burying
So-
money in coffins.
so this is the number, yeah?
Plenty.
We
Keeping
had
money. The money you are keeping in the coffin, not be the bury the body, the money. The money is dead like that. Is it not dead?
please leave
The
me.
money you are keeping and you are not spending and you are alive, give it to other people to spend.
Anyway,
People need it.
Chances that the money wasn't from a clean source, because if you're working legitimately for your money,
And if it is not from a
will-
clean
will be
source,
very-
and why are you not burying it? Spread it.
Show yourself.
That way, your conscience is being served
it's
to
not.
an extent.
You will still go to jail if you're caught.
Amen.
All right, so we had Godwin Emefiele say he stated this number. We have, he said at the end of September 2022, available data at the CBN indicates that 2.73 trillion naira out of the 3.23 trillion currency in circulation was outside the vaults of commercial banks across the country, and it is supposedly held by the public. It says, evidently, currency in circulation has more than doubled since 2015, rising from 1.46 trillion naira in December 2015 to 3.23 trillion in September 2022. This is a worrisome trend that cannot be allowed to continue. So he also stated the fact that the worsening shortage of clean and feedback notes with attendant negative perception of the CBN and increased risk to financial stability and increasing ease and risk of counterfeiting evidenced by several security reports. So those are the reasons that he's given. A lot of economists have talked about what value this is going to do to and for the naira, but it is what it is. So we're already seeing money out in circulation. That 15-year-old money that just celebrated a 15-year-old child, just in case you do not know, should be out of secondary school now or practicing or preparing for their senior WAEC examination. So
Why?
the money is a big boy. The 500 naira note is a big, like it's a
Why?
big girl or boy. I don't know the gender the money identifies by, but
Just this little bit. Do you know how many places that this money are in right now? Do you know how many safes?
we'll be seeing it in coming
How many
weeks.
how many lockers, how many vaults, like I said, coffins, how many rooftops. Some people just get a house, they rent a house and stack money in it for years to come. Like, okay, you that go to your house, stack money in it. How sure are you that when you are done and you are leaving, you don't have a road accident and die? The money you just went to go and stock, who is going to spend it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it would require someone that has deep thinking,
To
to not take what doesn't belong to you.
when you
Still,
okay, when you
you know,
okay, like
to
when
even
you
want
know
to
that
do it.
somebody has died, and I know the person has an apartment, you now
You
go there and
feel-
open
you
it,
feel me? So-
you're not seeing billions. Do you think some people not be like, oh Lord, no be more CB. This is God. God has seen my family and my family suffering. He has answered our prayers.
This one
Then
doesn't
we all
belong to
did to them.
you, right? This one doesn't belong to you. And see, we say our leaders say and talk about all manner of stuff, from the snake swallowing money.
This is too
I
much.
still can't get over that. That's why I keep
Our
reiterating.
federal
I
government
still can't.
approved that statement coming
I
outside.
still can't get over that. The monkey that chose to abandon bananas. Like, why should I eat banana when I can eat money? It's just very interesting.
I think the monkey is smart. It feels like if how many banana would I eat? But if I take
This
the
one
money,
will buy.
I'll buy the whole farm. So I'll be growing
You have
bananas
a point.
myself.
Like the plantation actually buy me hectares. Like I'll be balling. I'm going to be the breadwinner in my
Smart
home.
monkey. Smart monkey.
I see what you do there. All right, away from that story, we have this story that the numbers, the shared zeros and commas here in the story, it shook me. All right, we have EFCC arrests Kogi State politician, 1.4 billion naira bank fraud. EFCC arrests Kogi Assembly candidate with 326 million naira and $610,500 in cash. The FCC has arrested the Kogi State House of Assembly candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), Ismaila Yusuf Atume, with 326 million and $140,500 cash. Atume, who is seeking to represent Ampa 2 constituency in Kogi State House of Assembly, was arrested on Sunday, October 30, 2022, alongside one Joshua Dominic, an alleged serial fraudster in a sting operation at Macedonia Street, Queen State, Kasana, Gwarimpa, Abuja. Also arrested in connection with the fraud is Abdul Malik Salau Femi, a former bank employee who allegedly supplied the inside information that facilitated the attack on the bank by the syndicate. It was picked up on November 1st, 2022, at Radisson Hotel in Lagos. So,
$610,500 in cash, multiplied by 805 naira, which is our what's it called, dollar to naira right now.
Rate,
491 million 452,490. One person, wait, plus 326 million. I'm coming now. Plus 326
can you calculate
million.
what and do that? Breathe. It's gonna be alright.
This is 183 million short of being a billion naira in one person's possession. That is not your money. Kogi State, what's it called? House of Assembly candidates. You are going for a seat in the National Assembly, and you are
in the State House. Actually.
Ibrahim, tranquilo.
You need to breathe.
Because I am so because I there are some things that want to come out of my mouth, but it's unnecessary. So I just have to calm down and let's.
I'm talking about the ridiculousness.
He was apprehended on the road out of what's it called? They defrauded the bank with an insider working with them.
Yeah, the banker.
Salau Femi or whatever his name is, and you guys did a fraud of 1.4 billion naira. Apparently the man is shrewd enough. He has shrewd and he's very, very conservative with his money. So that 1.4 billion naira since January, apparently he spent it up to 817 million naira.
You tried, you didn't do bad. See, I saw this story, and the only thing that came out, like I screamed.
This is
like I was hoping that it was wrong.
Post.
It was a fake news. I was hoping it was fake. I had to go check EFCC's official handle, and I saw that, and I was like, sorry. At this point, it's like we're just doing vibes, We're just cruise mode because talking about bank fraud. Over the past 2 weeks, you've had a lot of people come out to say so amount of money moved from their account that they did not authorize, that they did not, that they had nothing from 650k to 450k to 200 to 50. And I'm just like, that is just a few persons. If you multiply this by how many people that are not on social media, that are not on Twitter, who did not talk about their money, who just tried to take it up with the bank, didn't get their money and just kept it moving, basically. It's like the share number, the amount of money will blow your mind.
817 million naira in someone's capacity. Like, that is okay, they caught you with the car. I mean, that was what you had in your car, right? I think 100 and short of $200,000 was what was at hand. Then they took it and they went to his house after he was apprehended at Radisson Blue Hotel in Lagos. And they went to his house, they discovered an extra $470,000 in cash in your house. Okay, you that you stole the money, eat it in your house and still went on your other escalates to get extra money and all whatnot. If that house had burnt down, Why would you be crying? My money is gone. My money. If I, oh God, oh God.
Which is just
This is
crazy.
people's
Like
money. You are going.
I can't
Okay.
even.
What are we going to be saying about what is what I'm just trying to look for proper things to say on this matter, guys. This is a man that is going for a National House of Assembly spot.
No, State House.
A state of Assembly representing Kogi, right? And they
Breathe.
you
The sheer number of zeros, yeah, is just
I'm not mentioning the party.
I
I'm not
just
mentioning the
can't.
party he is in, but just go look for the party. It is very comical to what it is the man is doing right now. What he was caught with. It's very comical.
I just don't like. We have our own problems as we see. It's enough that the country throws different things at us. The kind of problems that is not a problem in the first world country, we deal with that, and we try to make do with what we have. Just try to thrive and not just survive, and just flourish and just do all of the things we want to do. But it's also mind boggling that you see citizens do certain things as well, and you and I know that we are not helping ourselves. You're taking hard-earned monies of people, and you just
You are
want to
supposed to be a
blow
public. You
it.
are supposed to be a public figure. You are supposed to be sought after.
Bro,
You are
bro.
going to represent people from your district,
How
from
do
your
you fight for
jurisdiction.
their? And how do
How,
you
how do
fight
you
for their?
do you know what is actually I'm talking about? People that would have been at his back, like, this is the person we want. Is Ismaila is I think his name is Ismaila, right? Ismaila is who we want. Is the person we want. Ismaila Yusuf is who we want. How to for the key, how to for the who, how to for the ha. And they wake up this morning to see this kind of news. And so imagine someone that was going to his house and be like, Baba Ismail, I want to support you. Are supporting me now, but my child, there's no school fees. And be like, don't worry, when I enter for Kenya, everything will be sorted. No worry. And the person says this. It is what it is.
It is, oh, it's not. It is
We are
not
our
easy.
problem.
We are really our own problems.
You are going for a national, what's it called, for a government post, right? And you are here taking up
I like this much fraud. This much.
Not
Not like
183
1,000 naira
million
is
short of a billion naira was what was caught with
in your
him.
possession, and
That means you could go in there, the national budget, you go, treasury, your people.
it will start to leak.
Your people,
And
would you
you
do
know
have
when
any people?
our money will just liquefy. Like you're gonna be very surprised. Like all it is just poke a bit of holes, and then our money turns into liquid gold. And see, I don't.
Let's
have
talk
much.
Naija on CTV Live. I plan to come here and smile.
That was the plan. Actually, we
But no.
plan to come in with
I'm not
showing,
smiling.
showing you our 32s, but
Ah,
the 32 is going inside.
Nigerian government,
If
Mona,
you
they
really
do
like to
better.
stay outside, we can't do better.
Think about the citizens. Stop thinking
And when
about
the
yourselves
citizens,
only.
We should think about ourselves.
Think-
It's just
Yeah, because right now we need to think about ourselves. We need to work
think
on
about
ourselves.
We should do better.
Like, okay, they're out in the open right now. Get your PVC. Go for who you want. It is what it is.
It is what it is, and don't jump backwards. Like you and I, we did it. We are all here. We had I was about to say we had our kids. Okay, I don't have adult kids in the unit, but you have family, you have friends, you have sisters, you have nieces, you have nephews, or perhaps you yourself. All right, we're out of school for over 8 months, and that's is a long time. How many sessions? At least one session would have done, and then holidays, and then you had all of that time that you're having issues. Even for me, we do this in 2023 as well, but 8 months out of someone's life. Schools, you're having schools resuming, and students having to write exams with such short notice, like less than a week or two to prepare, with so much time that has been lost, and the momentum lost. It's just vibes. And then you come out, it's not like when you get your transcript, you're going to be able to explain and say, we had impromptu exam after 8 months strike. Your result is your result. If, like, do you understand? If you're unable to get the grade that you actually do want, which you and I know that to get the kind of jobs that you would like to get, you really might need, not might, chances that you're going to need to get a very good grade, say a 2-1, a first class. Some organizations take 2-2, but how many of the big 4 or big 6 companies are there that are going to do that? So it's a reality that we all have to live through. So you had better do yours and let me do mine, okay? there's you had better go cast your vote when the time does come. So we're prepping for that, as I'm sure that the government are prepping for that too, talking about the pattern of the roads and start fix the drainage. Thief or thing.
I hope things goes well with this country, because as I was saying back to back when you were talking, the back to back, I understand. I'm not. Let me try and reflect it for you to understand. So it was the road issues, then the flood issues, then the school issues, then the NEPA issues, now the money stealing issues. Every day, I'm tired of eating issues. Please, Prof. This we need to.
You don't like the taste?
Do you like the taste? You are there complaining about you walking. It is unfair on us. Yeah,
I'm getting fitter. Can you guys see my biceps?
If you can't do some things, allow privatization of these things.
Oh my days.
Everybody, we see,
Our electricity is supposed to be privatized though. Where are they taking us?
how about the transport itself? I feel that one should be privatized. When we're talking about the transport, I just didn't want to mention it to an extent, but apparently Lagos State government have been dropping. They're introducing
Lag, right?
subtly without major announcements. There's now the lag ride, there's the lag buses, the small ones and the medium ones as well. They are out. The ones that I'm not seeing yet is the tricycles and all whatnot. I feel like in due time, those rides, those means of transportation is going to override all those yellow buses and all. If that is going to happen, there is so much work to be done. There is so much permutations to permutate regarding the fact that these boys here would not want to allow them take over their businesses only if they are involved in these talks. But
We should expect that they should be involved in the talks, because as much as we like it or not, as it stands right now with our transport system, they are major stakeholders. Why? Because they actually have a major role to play in the success or failure of whichever introduction we're going to be having to our transport. So we should expect that talks will be going on with the government, and we hope that this 7 days strike action would actually bring about a better development,
we
a
need
new,
something
something that's going to
productive.
change in this situation, and we're not going to be having drivers pay such amount of money to security operatives and to tout as well. Okay, it's about time for us to get our bags and baggages out of the studio. We hope you had fun hanging with us. Unfortunately, we couldn't smile and laugh as much as
I'm
we would
smiling.
have loved. What kind of smile is that? That's very scary.
first smile.
All right, guys, from me and Izzy Baba.
I am very Ibrahim Adido. You call me using the Baba. Number one. We are going. Let's talk Naija, but
Adios. Like we are going like this. All right. We hope that we'll come back with better news next time.
Yeah, Nigeria will be great.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Bye.
One more amen to that.